The brother I trusted with my estate. Betrayal doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from the ones you'd give your last breath for. And this is my story. I spent years of my life grinding, hustling, and building a name for myself as a real estate investor. It wasn't easy. Nothing was handed to me. Every brick I laid, every property I acquired was a result of long nights, early mornings, and sacrifices people rarely see behind the scenes. But no matter how far I went, no matter how successful I became, my heart always belonged in Africa, my home. I had this dream to take the wealth I was building abroad and invest it back home. I wanted to build an estate that my family could be proud of, a legacy that would outlive me. And when it came to who would oversee this dream, the answer seemed obvious: my own brother. I remember that call as clearly as if it happened yesterday. I said, "Brother, I trust you. Take care of my estate, oversee the projects. This isn't just for me, it's for all of us." And in his voice, I thought I heard loyalty. I thought I heard love. I began transferring money piece by piece. Every transfer was more than just numbers on a screen. It was faith, faith that blood was thicker than water, faith that my brother would guard my dream like his own. Weeks turned into months. Every time I asked for updates, his words reassured me. He would say, "Everything is fine. The workers are on site. The estate is coming along beautifully. Don't worry, brother, you'll be proud." And I believed him, because why wouldn't I? This was family. I was calm, patient. I never pushed too hard, never questioned him. In my mind, loyalty was natural between brothers, but when the time finally came for me to return home, my heart was shattered. I stepped onto the land expecting to see progress, houses standing tall, foundations laid strong, maybe even a glimpse of the dream I had carried in my heart for so long. Instead, I saw ruins, half built structures with no roofs, rusted metal rods sticking out of abandoned foundations. The land was overgrown, swallowed by weeds and neglect. I froze. For a moment, I thought maybe I was in the wrong place. Maybe I had lost my way. But no, this was my land. This was supposed to be my estate. And the money, the hard earned money I had sent for years, gone, spent, wasted. I confronted my brother. "Why? Why would you do this to me? I trusted you with everything." He couldn't even meet my eyes. He just stood there, head lowered, silent. And in that silence, I heard the truth. He had taken advantage of my calmness, of my trust. While I was dreaming of building a legacy, he was busy living off my sweat, using my money for pleasures I didn't even know about. In that moment, I wasn't just broke, I was heartbroken. Betrayal by a stranger is painful, but betrayal by a brother, that's a wound that cuts deep into the soul. For weeks, I couldn't sleep. I replayed every memory in my head, trying to understand. How could my own blood betray me? Didn't he realize this dream was meant for him too, for our family? It wasn't just about money anymore. I could recover the money, yes, but what about the trust? What about the bond we shared since childhood? What about the laughter, the promises, the loyalty I thought was unshakable? When that trust broke, it felt like a part of me died. But time has a way of teaching us lessons we'd never learn otherwise, and the truth I came to accept is this: money can be recovered, investments can be rebuilt, but trust, once broken, is almost impossible to restore. I learned something else too: never confuse blood with loyalty. Family isn't defined by DNA. Family is defined by integrity, by actions, by who stands by you when it really matters. I had to swallow a bitter pill. My calmness was my strength, but it also became the very weapon used against me. I had trusted blindly, and blind trust is dangerous even with family. So here's the lesson I carry with me now: guard your investments with wisdom. Love deeply, yes, but trust carefully. Don't let emotions blind you from accountability. Even with the ones closest to you, always verify. Because love without wisdom is vulnerability, and trust without checks is an open door for betrayal. Yes, I lost an estate. I lost money. I even lost a brother. But I also gained something priceless: wisdom. And that wisdom, It will build me bigger empires than I ever dreamed of. Empires that no betrayal can tear down. Empires built not just on money, but on discernment, accountability, and strength. To anyone listening, never let betrayal make you bitter. Let it make you wiser. Let it sharpen your eyes and strengthen your heart. I lost an estate, but I found wisdom, and that wisdom will never be stolen from me. Moral of the story: trust is precious. Don't let blind love cloud your judgment. Even with family, verify before you trust. For years, I poured my sweat into real estate. Brick by brick, deal by deal, I built something I was proud of. But my heart was always in Africa. I wanted to invest back home, to build not just for myself, but for my family's future. I called my brother and said, I trust you. Take care of my estate, oversee the projects. This is for all of us. I believed blood was thicker than water. Every dollar I sent was a seed planted in faith. I was calm, patient, never suspicious. I thought loyalty was natural, especially between brothers. But when I returned home, what I found broke me. The estate was in ruins, the money gone. My brother had taken advantage of my calmness, and instead of building, he was spending my sweat on his own pleasures. I confronted him. Brother, why? I trusted you. He couldn't look me in the eye. The truth was heavy. My own blood had betrayed me. I wasn't just broke, I was heartbroken. Betrayal by a stranger is painful, but betrayal by a brother cuts the deepest. I lost money, yes, but what hurt more was losing trust, losing family, losing a piece of myself. But here's what I learned: money can be recovered, but trust, once broken, is almost impossible to rebuild. Never confuse blood with loyalty. Family isn't defined by DNA, it's defined by integrity. Guard your investments with wisdom. Love deeply, but trust carefully. I lost an estate, but I found wisdom, and that wisdom will build me bigger empires than I ever dreamed of.